Question number 1. All vectors in RQ satisfying the criteria 5v1 plus 3v2 plus 2v3 equal to 0. You see here alpha is an vector space. We consider an element of alpha which exists in the V, or alpha be an element in V, and we just express alpha is equal to v1 comma v2 comma v3 such that 5v1 minus 3v2 plus 2v3 equal to 0. So from this equation, vector equations, we just convert 3v2 equal to 5v1 plus 2v3, and that is v2 is equal to 1 by 3 5v1 plus 2v3. So our vector space is considered v1, v2, v3, and just we convert only one vector is transformed into another two form. So alpha can be expressed as v1 comma v2 comma v3, and just you substitute v2, v1 is remain fixed, and v2 is equal to 1 by 3 5 v1 plus 2 v3 plus comma v3. So how many variables are present here? That is v1 and v3, means that is two variables are present. So dimension of the vector space v is equal to 2. And basis when v1 is considered 0 and v3 is considered 1, then vector space 0, 2 by 3 and 1. When v3 is considered as 0 and v1 is considered as 1, then 1, 5 by 3 and 0. These are the basis of the vector space. That is question 1. And question 2 is that all vectors RQ is satisfying this conditions: 2v1 plus 3v2 minus v3 equal to 0, and v1 minus 4v2 plus v3 equal to 0. From these conditions, alpha we consider a vector space V, and alpha just represent here v1, v2, and v3, such that 2v1 plus 2v3 minus v3 equal to 0, and v1 minus 4v2 plus v3 equal to 0. So from this equation, we just consider 2v1 plus 3v2 minus v3 equal to 0. Then computing v3 is equal to this value and substitute the v3 in the second equations. The second equations is that v1 minus 4v2 plus v3 equal to 0, and just replace v3 in terms 2v1 plus 3v2. Then equation becomes v1 minus 4v2 plus 2v1 plus 3v2 equal to 0. Then this equation reduces to here 3v1 minus v2 equal to 0, and v2 is equal to 3v1. Then v3 is equal to 2v1 plus 3 to 3v1, and 2v1 plus 9v1 is equal to 11v1. So v3 is equal to 11v1. So just equation becomes v1 comma v2 comma v3. So v1, 3v1, and 11v1. This is the dimensions. Number of variables present here 1, so dimension is 1. So basis also must be 1. Number of independent variables, only one independent variables is present here. So basis is just v1, put 1, then 1, 3, and 1. This is the basis of the vector space. Okay.